never changes its spots. Someone who has never supported the Constitution will not support it today. If every single person spoke the truth, they'll have no one to kill. That's true. But now they're isolating us, making us about individuals. It's not my fight, it's our fight. It's not my country, it's our country. Let's not forget that. It's our country. And we have that responsibility to protect this country. And you know what, Kenyans? You know what we can be able to say, all of us? We can say what? It's enough! It's enough! It's enough!
When these kind of things happen, what is the role of professional organizations? Has the Law Society of Kenya made an inquiry into lawyers involved in controversial cases to either clear them of any wrongdoing or to remove them from the role of advocates for wrongdoing? I have toured many government projects, and most of those projects have been infrastructural projects. What is the Engineers Board of Kenya doing in terms of deregistering engineers who participate in shoddy work where public funds have been lost? Do they make these people lose their licenses? What is the Institute of Certified Public Accountants doing, ISPAC, in terms of disciplining accountants and auditors who cook books to hide corrupt dealings in government? What is the Kenya Pharmaceuticals and Dentists Board of Kenya or the Medical Practitioners Board doing in terms of deregistering doctors who are diverting hospital medicine from hospitals into their private clinics and private pharmacies for sale? Everybody needs to do something. Journalists need to do something. Musicians need, even as they sing about love and heartbreaks and alcohol and partying, they also need to throw in a word about good governance. And I'm impressed about what Calligraph is doing and what Nonini has done and what Crazy Kenna is doing as a content creator and many other notable Kenyans who are doing something. We need spoken word artists to talk about this. When you go into a matatu here in Nairobi, usually there are stickers of messages. Kama haulipi nauli unaweza shuka. You know, those kind of messages that you read in the matatu. Why don't they take this opportunity and also put a message about good governance in every matatu, or an anti-corruption message in every matatu, so that they communicate this message, so that as you're seated in the matatu, you are able to see it. So hii ni kazi ya kila Mkenya, si hata matajiri, sio wale wamesoma. It is something that needs to be done by even someone selling fish in Rongai market. That woman selling fish, or a butcherman in Keno mwenye anachoma nyama pale Keno where we usually stop for meat, or a farmer in the village. They need to start doing their small part. Somebody who is in the diaspora, you can either be, you can either volunteer yourself as a professional, or you can volunteer your money by funding this kind of activities, or you can tell those relatives that you usually send money that you are not sending until they promise you that they'll never make bad choices again.
That's interesting.
Yeah, if every Kenyan starts doing something, if diaspora start withholding the black tax and say, mnataka niwatumie pesa Kenya hapo, sasa mjue kwamba kwanza tunataka uongozi bora na situmi paka mniahidi.
Or if I see you in a market doing civic education.
Ama nikikuona ukisherekea ufisadi ama ukabila, mimi situmi. If people start doing small things, teachers, a teacher in high school, if you just come up with something called an integrity club, because you're teaching kids in high school, they are form 4s, form 3s, next year part 1, they'll be voters. If you form an integrity club, the same way we have clubs and societies, we have scouts, we have St. John's Ambulance and other clubs. Form a club and society of integrity, calling it Integrity Club, where you mentor people to be persons of integrity wherever they will go. We don't just need leaders of integrity in politics alone. We need leaders of integrity in the private sector. Because the kind of leaders we have in the public sector, they are coming from the private sector. Mtu anauza maziwa. Anaweka maji kwa maziwa ndo maziwa iwe mingi. Akipewa MCA, atafanya namna gani?
Barabara atakula yote.
You've seen Kenyans wenye wanachinja punda, especially in Nakuru. They slaughter donkeys and sell the meat at a butchery. If this person continues that business, opens 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 butcheries, suddenly he has enough money to become a member of parliament. What member of parliament are we electing? If someone is a makanga, you give him 1,000 bob. He says, umenipea 100, because he doesn't want to return the change. Who are we mentoring to be a leader tomorrow? So we have to begin with the private sector. Most employees are stealing from their, not most employees, some employees are stealing from their employers. Wanasema mimi nitaibia mdosi mpaka nikuwe na pesa yangu ya kufungua biashara.
Alafu wanatoka.
Si ati nitasave pesa ya kutosha nianzishe yangu. Nitaiba ya kutosha ndio tuanzishe. So you have a matatu guy, you've bought a matatu, umempea aendeshe wakuletee pesa jioni, anaenda anajishika kwa polisi. Anasema, we polisi wa traffic, shika hii gari, pigia mdosi wangu useme umeishika, atume 5,000 tugawane. Then you are called, hey, habari bwana Morara, tumeshika hii matatu, shilingi 10,000. Mdosi, tunaweza ongea, basi leta 5,000, alafu wanagawana. So if these are the kind of Kenyans we have, the kind
Morara,
of,
are you speaking from experience? Like, have your people, employees done you bad like that?
Yes, they've done me dirty.
Okay, and now that you're speaking of integrity, I've been following a lot of conversations that happen on the X spaces. And one of the things people demand from you is accountability, because they feel tulichanga pesa. So that money, we need to see how you're using it.
Yes.
And I think there's a post you posted and said you can't reveal because of various reasons. So do you feel that if you can't be accountable with that little money, because it may not be much anyway, then if we trust you as a president, shall we be able to trust you with a country if we can trust you with maybe it's even 1 million only, or even less?
To whom much is given, much is required. First, it's not true that I've not been accountable. When I received the first contribution, it was to purchase a public address system, but we received more than we needed. So we were able to purchase a vehicle and a public address system. Kenyans know that vehicle. It is their vehicle. Hata ikiendanga Isiolo, people are like, gari yetu imefika. Ikienda Muranga, people are like, we, wachana na gari yetu. Sometimes people even ask for a lift on that car. Watu wanasema simama, silipi fare kwenda town, na gari yetu iko hapa. Kenyans also contributed for fuel for me to travel around the country and keep doing Vampire Diaries. And the fuel ilifika, and they've seen me go to different projects around the country. I went to Homa Bay, I showed them the Kanyathian Kadel Road. I went to Homa Bay still and showed them the Mbita Sindosori Road. I went to Siaya and showed them the Urenga Hospital. I also showed them the Gotnanga Baruber Road. I showed them the Ugunja Ukwala Bridge. I was in Embu, where I showed them the Karura dispensary. I went to the Embu governor's residence that has never been completed. I've been around the country a lot, and for me to travel like that in a day, when I consume almost a whole full tank for 2 vehicles. So that's just a demonstration that the money is being used. Kenyans yesterday, the day before yesterday, Kenyans contributed some money for computers. Yesterday, the Inject Party on its X page posted a video of some of the computers that we bought with the money that Kenyans contributed. Kenyans also contributed, someone donated an office. So I didn't ask Kenyans to pay for it, but we did raise funding for office furniture. And I did a video and sent on social media about the furniture we've been able to buy. And Kenyans usually come to that office. Hata huhitaji appointment. People just walk in anytime at their own will. And if you find it's lunchtime and there is food, we share. Kama hakuna, tunakunywa maji. But people come. And that office has become like a home for many people, where they come, meet other people, discuss about good governance, nini. So Kenyans contributed. We have a TV there. You can follow anything going on TV there. We have a waiting room. We now have a place where, volunteers, for example, if you have volunteer lawyers who want to come and do public interest litigation from the office, we now have an office where they can work from. So we are purchasing a computer today.
Because you have all these things, and I personally see them, and I'm so proud of people, people giving and you doing it. Why do you think then some people accuse you of not being accountable?